God's blessings to you as we begin this Advent season, and I bring you deep greetings from the LCMS Foundation and pray for blessings upon your Advent journey. For this season, I'm going to focus our attention on an Advent hymn that is entitled, "Let the Earth Now Praise the Lord." That hymn was written a long time ago, back in about 1600. And it was written by a man named Heinrich Held, who went through all kinds of difficulty in his life, wars and famines. He ended up dying when he was 39 years old. And there's a piece of this hymn that seems pretty somber in a way, but then there's this great joy that just exudes out of it and leaves us at the end of the hymn rejoicing in what we have in Jesus as we anticipate his coming. So for these 4 weeks of Advent, I'd like to lead us through a focus on that hymn. So verse 1 starts with the words, "Let the earth now praise the Lord, who has truly kept his word, and at last to us did send Christ, the sinner's help and friend." Sometimes we think too narrowly about worship. We may think about only the worship that happens in the very formal settings that we are accustomed to. But this hymn verse, and even Psalm 98, helps us to think that we human beings are not the only ones that are involved in worshiping our God. In the words of Psalm 98, we hear, "Let the rivers clap their hands, and let the hills sing for joy together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth." So yes, it's great at this time of the year as we think about worship that maybe we're thinking about concerts, a special worship music that happens. But let us never forget that that little squirrel running across the street is also involved in God's great plan of everything in all of creation, the entire universe, praising his name for his creation. And then certainly as Christians, we celebrate praising him for our redemption in Jesus. So what is all of this joy about at this time of the year? Well, it's simple. God kept his promise. In a world that very rarely keeps promises for anyone to anyone, we celebrate at Advent that God kept his promises made long ago, that eventually he would send his son Jesus, in the words of the hymn, to be the sinner's help and friend. What great words those are, aren't they? To be our help and our friend. So to really celebrate this season, we have to deal with the fact that we are sinners and take that all the way to its full intensity. We are sinners, because it's only when we understand that then we start understanding the depth of the joy about what has been given to us as God sent his son Jesus Christ into this world for us. And understanding the gift, and that's where it starts in Advent, understanding the gift, then we join in the celebrations. We join in the singing. We join in the music. So I'd encourage you this season, attend a concert. Go to worship regularly. Pay attention to the music that is there. Go to a concert somewhere. Or maybe even listen to some music that's playing on speakers in the background somewhere that you normally forget. Listen to the music. See if you can find things pointing you to Jesus. And then join with all of creation in giving thanks to God and praising him for what he has done.